The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products and education. System Blue.
I am Sebastian.
I'm Marcos.
I'm Adam, and we're all in the System Blue camp, and we're watching the Blue Devils rehearse. It's pretty awesome. So today was really fun. Got to learn some cool music with veterans from this group, and then ended the day with playing with the Blue Devils on their drums and beside them.
Huge shout out to the coolest System Blue campers ever. They went and bought us pizza. Woo!
My favorite part about System Blue is getting to know the Blue Devils and seeing how much they worked to get here, and it's inspiring.
We really love being here. It's been so fun. Everyone's so inviting.
Yeah, it can be really nerve-wracking, but like once you get into it, it's really fun.
We get into scene 3, which is going to be comedy, and it's actually not exactly the comedy that we think of today. It's actually more so Commedia Dell'Arte, and that's more supposed to be about individualism.
The comedy theater kind of represents the first time that people are really expressive and improvisational, and that's kind of represented through the different sections of the corps that kind of just put on their own little show for like 10 seconds and then they pass it on to the next guy. And so the bass line kicks that off with our lick. So the first part of the bass break is really kind of open and it has a lot of modulations. So we move 30-second notes into 5-lets, into 6-tuplets, into 16 notes. And so the first part of the break is really showcases our control of the rhythmic space. And then we're back in it with super dense rhythms. The difficulty in this half of the bass break is just trusting each other and knowing that we're all going to be able to move these really dense, fast rhythms together. Because if one person kind of steps off the gas pedal for a little bit, then the whole thing kind of falls apart.
as the wall collapses, that's kind of one of my favorite moments in the show, because it's when the audience, you just start hearing, ooh, ah, like it's so cool because it's something very unconventional. And one thing I found when I was kind of researching like the theater of comedy was that they were all about like doing things that were not done before. And so I think that's really like what the wall collapse represents. It's something that you haven't really seen before.
The hardest part about the wall ripple is definitely going to be the fact we have to take care of so many moving parts behind the wall, and then we have to move at certain counts, and we're all really locking that in now during these rehearsals. So as the vignettes come out, it's actually supposed to represent the ghosts of past shows. Like you can hear the trombone features from 17, you can hear When a Man Loves a Woman in the trumpets, and then we foreshadow the closer a little bit in the euphoniums and the trumpets before we get back into the break here.
Check that. Cool, so this last move is not that big, yeah? It'll feel chill. It'll feel chill. And we are in Vis block, so we are working on scene 3 right now with a focus on visual aspects, marching, making sure that our forms and dots are correct. Cool, let's make sure we're still dressing right after the echo move, right? We're also drumming and working on some really cool features that we have, so it's nice that we're able to work on both of those this block. Make sure we're not doing something weird with the attack of the... Get in that mode, get in the mindset. How are we going to play it this week? This is our chance. Yeah, take this opportunity. Take advantage. Da, 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 da. Open. 2, 4 counts. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now find the side.
So yeah, we just did our warm-up with the color guard. We were doing a lot of body movement, kind of shaping with the spine, a lot of releases. Then we moved into across the floors where we were exploring our range of motion more.
Start over. 1, 2, 3, step back, step front.
Yeah, I found myself learning a lot about my own body and like how to really expand my energy.
You're starting to get a basic idea of the Ghostlight and what kind of characters you're playing, right? Yeah. There are references and influences from theater history that literally work chronologically all the way through the show, beginning with Greek and Roman theater.
And we just had a meeting with Scott Chandler talking about the show. We learned a lot about what the design came forward with and how the show came to be.
We'll talk more. Don't worry. As we keep working, we discover more.
The way the snare feature starts, we ripple one by one to get into the form, and right away we are exposed because we're the only section in the field playing, and we have a pretty demanding feature from the get-go. I think with the invert patterns that we have and the awkward rhythms, there's a lot of room to interpret, like for different people, especially for 9 snare drummers. So we have to be very patient, and especially with the right hand hertz passage, we tend to crush out like the openness of how it is. Because when we hear like hertzes, we think they're really tight, and especially when you're playing on one hand, you want to just squeeze them out, but you actually have to keep a pretty open hand. And then as far as the weaving in and out with the 16-note patterns, we have to be very like aware with our ears, because it's difficult to like play with the snare sound when you have people behind you rather than right next to you. That takes us into a split part where 4 snares go in front and play a part, and then the second set of snares play the same exact part but offset by like 2 beats. Since we're split up again for that part, we have to listen over to the next person, not the person that's directly next to us, but the person that's directly next to that person. Quads kind of take it and they play some fast paradiddles. The quads are moving in halftime and the snares are in quarter time feet. So we're weaving in and out of the quads as they're playing this whole thing. It's a little demanding just because every person that adds on has to add on to what's already going on. And since the quads are already established, we have to go with whatever they're giving us.
I mean, I guess honestly, this scene is just the most fun to perform because it is Britney lyrics.
It's a lot of just the joy and energy of performing. And we get to really show what kind of person we are in that point. We're the performer, we're the ones that entertain everyone else, and it's just a great time.
We actually do this really cool bow. So it kind of does represent the end of a theater production.
And the whole point of that is Scott Chandler really, when he explained it to us, he really wanted it to seem like the audience needs to think the show is over. All of us are bowing, we're slowly walking away, we've got these big smirks on our faces, and that's how we seamlessly make our way into scene 4.
Hello? This thing on?
Every day is just finding that motivation within you, reminding yourself every day why you're here, why you're wearing this uniform, why you love performing, why you're in the Blue Devils basically. It's just keep reminding yourself, reminding each other, being there for each other through the tough parts. That really keeps the energy flowing here.
It's kind of crazy just knowing that you're in the thick of the most like information-rich, maybe spiritually rich, socially rich times of your life.
When I think of the Blue Devils, Drum corps is not really what I think next. What I think next is a performing arts group that just stops at nothing for success. And it's just unlike any other group I've even been a part of, regardless of what drum corps. I'm talking about life here.
Hey, it's about to go down next week on BD360.
Scene 4 is the lovely and romantic and expressive section of our show.
It's just this constant, overwhelming emotional growth throughout the piece. I've never seen or performed anything like it.